But let's get right into it, man. Yo, this week we lost a very, very dear hero.
Mr. Kobe Bryant.
The passing of Kobe.
Man, I feel like. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Out
hear.
of all the celebrity deaths,
Yeah,
I was really hurt by Bourdain dying.
yeah.
But I feel like this is one that's hit me the most. And I mean, I watch basketball,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I had a different thing with Kobe. My mom calls him her stepson.
Really?
Yes, she cried. My
Wow.
mom loves Kobe.
Yeah,
Since
this one
back
hit-
in
this
it,
one
like
hit
since
home.
he came into the league and everything, she's been obsessed with him since then. It's like I feel like he was a family member, kind of, but not
Yeah.
really. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
This
it
one
was
hit
really
home.
weird.
This one hit home.
It was very sad, man.
I think it's probably the biggest death since probably Whitney
Michael Jackson.
or MJ.
I feel like Michael Jackson.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson,
I
most
think
likely.
this one
And
hit
those?
everybody more than MJ because
I think so.
Everybody was more
You think
in
so?
tune with Kobe than
Well, I
MJ.
think because those deaths they weren't really shocking. They were kind of coming.
I
I mean,
mean,
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
Michael
That's
wasn't in his prime either.
He
at the
wasn't.
time
no, he
when
wasn't. He
died.
had
I
a
mean,
lot
Kobe
of
wasn't
scandal
in his
going
but
along
he
with
just
him.
retired
But-
though, kind of.
I mean,
Yeah,
Michael had a
kinda.
concert coming up. This is it.
he was
That
coming back.
it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, no, because everybody. Michael was like a global superstar.
Right.
Kobe is a global superstar, but he still, like, everyone still felt like they knew him.
Then, right.
Yeah,
With Michael, you really don't like. He was like a.
It was like a, what's the
I
word?
don't know,
Spectacle,
like
kind
It
of.
was like a god icon in a way,
Right,
where it's
right,
like
right,
you know
right.
you
Yeah,
don't
but
even
he
know what's
was-
going on with him. You don't
Right.
know where he is. You don't.
His
Kobe
weird-
was more
weird
relatable to
personality.
people.
Right,
yeah,
right,
so,
right.
And
With his wife and
you
kids and
know,
everything,
it-
yeah.
And Kobe was present, man.
It was-
he was
yeah.
present.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like
Yeah, he
it wasn't
definitely
like
was.
like you hear how much care he took
Yeah,
to
he
like
did.
paying attention to people's problems,
Right.
like helping them,
Right.
mentoring.
All
Really
this
know-
place-
Yeah,
he definitely
right.
had
All this
created
stories
a-
now coming out now.
Yes.
He
Like,
definitely created a legend status.
Right.
Yeah,
His
it
status.
is, it
He
is.
did. He had this mentality. We all called it the Mamba mentality,
Yeah.
and it superseded basketball. It
Yes.
was something that I wanted to
transcended
model my
sports.
life
Yeah.
with.
He did.
That grit, that perseverance, that hard work. They said Kobe, right? He used to back when he was in like high school. Like the coach said that he would get to the gym
and Kobe was already
before the
there.
lights were on, and he'd be shooting in the dark. That's how
crazy.
dedicated he was to his craft. And it's just so sad to see someone lost. For those that don't know, again, we can't just
I don't
assume.
think there's anyone that doesn't know this.
I
No,
feel
no,
like-
no, no, no,
At
no.
this
But
point-
I wanted to kind of go over how he died. Is
Oh, okay.
basically he was in a helicopter accident.
Yeah.
He used to travel by helicopter a lot, and a big reason for that was because he noticed that he was never really present at a lot of his daughter's games and
yeah.
events.
Even to pick him up after school, he
Yeah.
wanted to do that. So
Yeah.
he
He's doing
got
it
the
to spend more
helicopter.
time with his
Right, the
kids.
Yeah,
kids.
so he opted for the mode of transportation, which was helicopter, and he used to fly around LA on it. And there happened to be a lot of fog, and it was so much fog that they had grounded like
The
commercial.
LAPD, even the LAPD choppers were grounded.
Yeah, they were grounded, but it was a private
But they
helicopter,
approved it.
and they
They
cleared
gave
him to
they
fly.
cleared it,
So
yeah.
what
Special
the heck
privileges.
happened? Is
Well,
what
we're
I'm
waiting.
trying to figure out.
We're waiting to figure
We'll
out what
find out.
happened.
But you know what I found out? Apparently, Stephen Colbert. Do you know who Stephen Colbert
Yeah.
is? Right? His father and his brothers died in a plane crash too.
Oh, really?
Right, he
when
did
he was
talk
younger,
about
he was
that.
talking about that. That he never met Kobe, but he felt the death because his family he lost people.
Yeah,
In
he comes from a very influential family.
Yeah,
I think
and,
in South Carolina or
Mhm.
something.
So he was saying that for when planes crash, there's a black box that we find out what happened. Choppers don't have those. I didn't know
that's
that.
right. They don't have them.
They don't have black boxes.
boxes.
To be
Oh,
honest,
so it's more difficult to figure
Yeah,
out
to
what
figure out what
happened.
happened. Right.
And right now, the aircraft is just shattered. The people
Right, everyone's-
remains are
to
just
be honest,
torn.
the
They
way
don't
I
know.
see it is like everyone's trying to find a reason to why it's not going to solve anything.
I mean,
this
of
It
course
won't.
not.
It won't.
It's not
I
going
think
to change.
you
At
lost
this point,
family.
But you know what
just-
makes
we
this
just
even
accept
sadder?
it, that it happened, and just understand that life is not guaranteed for
Right,
everybody.
right.
It's
That's
not.
what it is.
So let me go on with this. So basically, they cleared them to fly, and because they didn't really have really good vision, they crashed into one of those hills, one of those Hollywood hills.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But what makes it sad is his daughter was there with him,
There were the young kids in there.
Gianna, right?
Yeah, Gianna. She was
That
13.
it was his second child,
Yep.
and she was the one that was on track to be a basketball player.
Mamacita.
Yeah, she was the one that was always at games with him. There are even memes of both of them,
Yeah, playing
of like
together and all
of
that.
him of him kind of like coaching her and like showing her the game, and apparently she was a beast.
She was the most like him.
There was this story that I heard.
Yeah.
There was this
because the other one played volleyball.
yeah, there was this story that I heard of. They said that some people will come to Kobe right while his daughter is right there with him, and some people will be like, Kobe,
Need a
man,
son, right?
it's so sad, man, that you don't have a son. You'd have had a son to carry on your legacy, and they will say, Jenna will be like, nah, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. I mean, how sweet is that? And to just lose those souls like that, there was also family, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have their name.
Five. The
a family of
the
five.
outer bellies.
The outer
but
bellies.
There was only 3 of them that were in there:
Three
the
of
father,
them.
mother, and a daughter.
Right.
How do you
And they
how
had-
do you
Imagine.
deal with
And
such
they had
tragedy?
2 children that were left that
a
they left
boy and a
behind.
girl,
Yeah.
Can you
That's
imagine?
devastating.
It's so sad. The whole thing is just sad.
It really
The whole
is.
thing
It really
just
is. I
sad.
feel like the world stopped. And a lot of people know this. The reason why I got into basketball, a lot of that had to do with, well, it started with Iverson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iverson was like my guy because he was a short guy and he was someone I could relate to. And then, I what? You guys are laughing.
I don't know why that was funny to me.
Y'all got
This is
jokes,
a
huh?
serious moment.
Y'all got jokes. But anyway, and initially it was Iverson, and Iverson only lasted like a year because Kobe's dominance was just you could never get past it. And I became a Laker fan as a result of Kobe. And that was when I really got engaged in the NBA. And the same can be said for a lot of other African kids out there, like me, that I grew up with. A lot of us got into basketball because of Kobe.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us.
Kobe and Shaq for me.
Kobe,
that
Shaq.
combination.
It was that whole
And
class.
That's why most of us are Lakers fans to start off with. 'Cause
Yep.
Basketball. I mean, how many games did you watch in Nigeria now? Time difference.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
And after
But Lakers was the team we all knew about.
yeah, and
Because-
after Kobe
Like-
died, I stopped following the Lakers.
no,
like
I've been always following the Lakers still.
You mean after
know.
he retired?
so after
Retired,
he
yeah.
retired,
So-
I
Nah,
mean I was
that's-
following them,
no,
but I wasn't
LeBron's on
as
there
engaged.
now.
No,
I'm sorry, I'm a
so-
LeBron.
no,
I wasn't
fan.
as
But you
engaged.
wanna know-
Wherever he is,
But do you want to
I'm
know
a
something?
fan of.
I went
Side,
to
side
see-
notes for everybody that claims they're a LeBron fan. Ask them how many Lakers games they've watched.
I've actually watched
They
actually
don't
haven't
watch
watched
them.
any
exactly but
since
they
he's
all-
been on the team,
they
to
all
be
LeBron
honest.
fans,
Really?
you
Yeah, and
know.
I went to see LeBron play.
I love LeBron.
I actually
But-
went to see. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Let's just wrap up Kobe. Before we go to LeBron, because LeBron did achieve the all-time.
Yeah, and he
or
just-
he
yeah, the
overtook
night
Kobe,
before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The night before.
and and Kobe was giving him props.
Yes,
for
he
it.
was giving him
That was
props.
Congratulations.
last week.
But
Yeah.
so many times
Yeah.
I argued with people about who the greatest of all time is, and it's always Kobe. So many times we can all relate to this, where I see a trash can and I throw paper in and I shout Kobe clutch. So many times. Like he's the only reason why I actually watch basketball. Like soccer is my sport, but because of Kobe, I'm like, let me get into basketball. Let me see how basketball is, and I still follow the Lakers till date. But it's sad, man. He's gone. R.I.P. Mamba.
It's
man.
quite unfortunate.
His
Yeah.
poor wife, man. All I keep thinking is, you lose a husband
And
a
your daughter.
child.
Yeah.
Legends.
How do
don't
you
die.
grieve how do you grieve that? And how do you manage trying to help your kids grieve through that? Losing a
And
sibling,
you
I'm
have
sure,
a
is crazy.
child who's only 7 months who's never gonna know her dad.
Right.
And he still had so much more to offer.
Right. He's
Yeah.
just,
He was
just
an
getting
investment.
started. Even.
He was
He-
yeah,
like
he
his
was.
second
He has-
chapter.
He was writing books.
Yeah, he had
going
he had-
into
He
new
won an
business
Oscar,
development. Yeah, he just
everything.
won an
Like-
Oscar.
He won an Oscar.
And media, man, like, bro, first of all, why you guys the first, like, that man's
Right.
family
So
don't
that
know
upset me when I heard
he
that.
died. They
His
had no idea he
family
died,
heard from the
and
media.
they,
Oh.
media, TMZ and Shade Room always wanted to be the
It's
first. It's
TMZ.
not everything.
It's TMZ.
Yeah, but it's not
I-
everything you guys have to put out there
But
first.
I don't know. I do
Um,
disagree with the TMZ thing.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not a-
that
you think
no,
they
I
should?
mean, no, I think
Sorry, I
that
can
they
hear myself
waited.
again.
I can hear you. Don't worry.
Oh, because they broke it
On
out
a
first.
different story,
He
I-
claimed
I can-
Harvey Levin. We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay.
He claimed that Kobe's family gave him the go ahead, supposedly. But the official word wasn't out yet. The sheriff's office they didn't clear it yet. That's
Alright.
the thing. But the problem with TMZ is they're not journalists. Journalism actually notice how all the news, the real media houses
Yeah.
waited.
They
The news
waited.
they waited
So
until
then-
there was official word. But TMZ is not a real media, like a newsroom or
it's
whatever.
I think
fine.
Yeah.
Let Danny, let
So-
Danny
No,
put
I'm
up.
saying what
Yeah.
I think happened is that Kobe's family knew, but the other families didn't know. and that was the
Which
issue.
is still worse. It's still bad.
Well, I mean, it's
Still
still bad.
They try to keep
but
their names
because
out
they were
of
trying to
there.
get the scoop.
But everyone
But
who
if
knows
you
your
know
family
your child
member,
was on with Kobe on the
Yeah.
You're instantly gonna
helicopter,
start
you
panicking.
know.
You're instantly gonna start
Yeah.
panicking. 'Cause you don't.
Especially
You're like,
when
oh my
they said
god.
when he died on the chopper, you
Then-
know your family is dead.
Then
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
issue I have is
I don't think that's
you
right.
know
It's
not right.
someone just died and you guys are so eager to just point cameras at
People's
everybody's face
faces.
and,
Thank you.
yo,
That upset me too.
you know, like,
Whose faces were
just
they?
all
Like
the athletes,
Doc,
you know,
Doc,
that's what I was-
the coach. Why?
Doc
Why
Rivers.
when he was
Yeah.
crying?
That's
Why
why I
were
was-
we? Why do we need to see that?
That's why I was
let them
happy.
angry
You
in
don't need to
peace.
see
That's
we
why I was
don't need
happy
to see
when
that.
people like Kyrie just said, you know, I can't play.
Right.
I'm out of here. You know, and then even Kyrie's interview, the lady who interviewed him, I forgot her name. She asked him. She said, "Hey, can I talk to you about Kobe?" You know, and he said, "Sure," because to be honest, you know, sometimes we don't want to talk about these things.
Right, we're still
Then
dealing with it.
Idiots are going on
Because
LeBron's
it's
page
just-
And bashing him for
And
not
saying
writing
LeBron
something.
didn't drop any
Can
response.
you imagine?
It's
what?
Not, it's not a diss song where he has to respond. Like this is something he's
People are
dealing with.
ridiculous.
You
Think
know?
about the argument.
They're like,
of-
oh, you didn't write anything about him yet. Like,
Can he even
bro,
process
go
what he's
ahead.
going through first?
What do you think about the argument of people putting out that he's a rapist first? They said, you know, he died, but he's not an angel, he's not a saint, and
Yeah.
there's so much. But
Don't
How
talk
do you think about
because you've
honoring
done
their
that
legacy
about
in that way?
what's his name? What's that guy that died?
XXX
Tentacion. So don't even
It's
talk
not the
about.
same thing.
How is it not the same
It's
thing?
not the same thing. But
How is it
continue.
not the same thing?
It's not the same
No,
thing.
no.
Good catch.
No,
Good
no,
catch.
It's
no.
not the
Yes,
same
No, I
thing.
can't let you go
for
with that.
XX.
Because XX, the
You didn't
case,
like him.
the case was still going on. Kobe was
doesn't-
cleared.
it doesn't
Two
matter.
And he
different
was
things.
cleared.
He was cleared in a court of law.
MJ,
I'm sorry.
Good point. I
MJ,
give you
was
that
cleared
point.
in media.
Story.
said-
I still
happened.
disagree
You said
with
you don't
you,
listen
but
to MJ.
I'll give you that point.
Was MJ ever convicted? Did MJ
Who?
beat his case? You say you don't listen to MJ.
I never said I didn't listen to
You say you don't
MJ.
listen to Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
know.
you did.
You did.
You canceled
I-
my.
I,
canceled
no,
Michael
I
Jackson.
said
Yes,
it's,
I got
no.
canceled.
I said it's hard for
You
me to
canceled
listen.
MJ.
R. Kelly is who I've cancelled. Michael Jackson's a little hard for me
anyways.
because I grew. It's like it's a weird
But
thing
yeah,
with
the
MJ.
lady with the rape thing, like, what's the point?
Like-
Then the
Yeah.
one who wanted to say, she claimed she wanted to say the LA Knicks.
and then said
she
niggers.
It
Like,
does sound a little like she said knickers, but first of all,
I think she got suspended, right?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
didn't
The one that got
suspend her.
suspended is
Was
the one
the
of
one
the
with
No,
the
Oh,
no,
really?
she was
article.
suspended.
Then-
Oh,
I thought I
the-
did go
Yeah.
back and read an article that
Yes,
said that she
yes.
was suspended.
Which
I
one?
believe,
The
I
niggers
believe she
woman?
said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that
one that
said
said
niggas?
Nakers.
Knickers. It's knickers. She actually said knickers.
Yeah, she
But-
just had a Freudian slip.
But I believe she
How
was.
does-
I don't think she meant nicks. I think she did mean niggers, but she cut
But how
herself.
does-
and
yeah,
said
she caught
knickers.
herself.
But
She
see,
did say
why,
niggers.
why
She
do
did.
these white
That's what I
people do
think.
this? This is not the first time someone has
Then-
done this.
No.
Not someone trying to do Martin Luther King and then Martin Luther Coon. What?
Then,
These
well,
words
that's a different
don't.
time. They were saying that all the time. If
Then
you're talking about Martin Luther
BBC
King.
for putting.
But
In-
Coon,
on
No.
national
no, but you know
TV
what I'm
and
trying to
radio.
say.
Yeah, I know
like,
what you mean.
like the excuse is, oh, it was a Freudian slip. How does your mouth go from Martin Luther
Some
King?
people make mistakes. I
Martin Luther
don't.
Coon, though.
Well,
I mean,
just like
To be
the
honest,
conversation
to
we
be
had
honest,
last week
I
about the
don't
woman
think she
calling her
should be
coworker
suspended
monkey.
because she did say knickers. And we can't really prove intent, but I do
Right.
believe she did want to say the N word and cut herself, and that's a good saying.
But at that
I'm-
moment, though,
I think white people listening
probably-
save that
the
word knickers. You know,
LA niggers, is what you're
LA
try-
knickers.
Yeah,
That's what
probably
she was
the
trying to
term.
say?
I think that's
She
the
said she was
colloquial
trying to
term.
say
So you think people say that without? I guess
Might
white
be
people do say
possible.
that
They
that we
might
don't
have-
know
they might
about.
I know
have
what
a
goes on in their
conversation.
household.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe
I
they
don't
do
know.
say
But
that.
then
Maybe.
BBC showing LeBron's image instead of Kobe.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you know,
They,
it's-
I hate when they make those mistakes.
You
Like, don't you have
know,
editors?
they-
Like,
they don't
the
care,
heck
right?
are you guys doing?
Internet is all you need.
the LA
Google.
But
the
even
LA
sometimes
you
Google's
know.
wrong. Because I
What?
think one time I Googled Will Smith.
And they gave you who?
It gave me like, I don't know
Martin
who it was.
Lawrence?
No. It gave me somebody
I
completely
mean, that
different. I
one
was
you
like,
can kind of
who is
understand.
this?
Really?
But you know,
But
Not
yeah,
even
but
the
move
designer
from-
either. I
yeah,
was thinking
but-
it was that.